What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, the opening night live ONL on happened. Sorry, I'm a little tired. It happened, and it was pretty trash. It was pretty trash garbage. Now, what everybody's talking about is kind of dumb. I'll explain why. But I also want to explain my disappointment in the reactions of most Xbox fans. They say they're Xbox fans, but honestly, they kind of got a little bot in them. I mean, a little pony in them. Just let me explain. So, I'm an Xbox fan by proxy of Sega. I already explained the history. I explained why the OG Xbox is literally the Dreamcast 2, blah, blah, blah. Yada, 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 right? So I was watching Lord King David, and he had a thing about it said lies, and he was referring to Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond and them talking about only 4 games, blah, blah, blah. But they did not listen to the words. They took it out of context and they misunderstood it and they misconstrued it in a way. So what they said back in that emergency meeting or whatever they said, called it business plan, is that they're doing 4 games right now. The 4 games were Grounded, freaking Pentiment, and the other 2, Sea of Thieves and whatever the last one was. And the interviewer asked, of those 4 games, he said before they said the games, of those 4 games, is Indiana Jones or Starfield? I think Starfield wasn't out at that point. Are they one of the games? And he said, no, they're not. Referring to just those 4 games that they had announced. Not future games, obviously. But anyway, whatever, semantics. Not really, just comprehension not on point. Anyway, and don't get me wrong. Freaking King is probably, I have the utmost respect for King because he's like, yo, he keeps it real and all that stuff. I would say that he got a little, I don't know if he got in his feelings, or I think it was just he was more passionate in this last video because of some things he said. I will not repeat, but it's all good. And I was like, all right. Well, I mean, basically he dropped the F-bomb, and I never heard him say that particularly. And in the way that it was in the sentence, it was a adjective, if you will. Frustration, it sounded like to me. Anyway, the thing that everyone is focusing on is, oh my gosh, it's coming out for PlayStation 5, right? That's fine. I really don't have, the only problem I have with it coming out for PlayStation 5 is that PlayStation 5, Sony, is not doing the same in turn. Meaning, Spider-Man is not coming to the Xbox, I don't think ever. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe in the contracts that Microsoft penned with Microsoft penned with Disney, they said, yo, if we do this, then, they got to do that. Or, what I think happened was Microsoft said, all right, we get Indiana Jones, we're going to put it in Game Pass. And then Disney's like, what you going to give us? What do we get? Oh, you can sell it on PlayStation 5 later, a little later. They're like, okay. And that was the compromise. It's on Game Pass day 1. Pony's got to wait 6 months. And that's the key that people are ignoring. Sony, for the past 2.5 generations, have set the standard, if you will, of exclusivity. Not meaning they are the standard for exclusive games, but they set the terms of how exclusivity exists within the console space. Meaning, back when it was, remember back in the 360 days, Microsoft had Call of Duty on lock. They had the marketing, they had exclusive maps and all that stuff. It wasn't exclusive in perpetuity. It wasn't exclusive for 10 years. It was like 3 months. A month, 3 months, 6 months if they feeling shiesty. You know what I'm saying? That's all it was. That's what exclusivity was back in the day. What I think is happening is Microsoft is resetting back to the 360 exclusivity strategy. That method of handling exclusives. And this is why it's smarter than what Sony's doing, because Sony's doing exclusivity in order to pump up their console sales. Microsoft realizes, I mean, having console sales is cool, but the margins of profit on consoles are like zero. And I mean, they can make a couple of bucks on but that's nothing compared to what they're making on games and in-game content. It destroys the console sale numbers and the console sale profit. So they're like, look, we make most of our money off of these games, not the consoles, probably losing money on consoles, whatever. They can subsidize them if they want to help, you know, that number, but honestly, they want to sell more games. That's the bottom line. And they know they make more money off of game profit than they do off of console profit. And so that's what they're doing. And so everyone is focusing on the wrong thing, the negative part, doom and gloom. Even King, even Addict, everybody, Dirt, Sean, everybody, not me. Because I'm like, look, December 6th, guess what I'm going to be playing? Or, you know, whatever else he does with the hat. Guess what the ponies and the donkey unicorns aren't going to be playing on PlayStation 5 December 6th. Exclusive is exclusive. No matter how long it is for, the negative connotation it has for the console that is being left out is there. Just look at what's happening with Xbox. This Wulong Black Myth. Oh, it's console exclusive. All the ponies on Twitter. Console exclusive. It's not a console exclusive. It's just not on Xbox right now. So they're claiming it as a console exclusive when it's actually not. But the effect is still the same. The effect is, oh man, Xbox is missing out. Let's flip that. Oh man, PlayStation is missing out. Ponies are missing out. And the thing, the smart and brilliant thing about it is that they'll make their money. You know, they'll make some money. Some people will buy the game, obviously. On PC, yes. On Xbox, yes. Because the Super Dope Edition, I might buy that because there's DLC connected to it. So I might have to buy that, you know what I mean? And they still get the sales from PlayStation down the road. And the sales from PlayStation count more percentage-wise. Well, that's not true. Well, as opposed to Game Pass, but they getting 70, they pimping Sony, they're pimping PlayStation. I said this before. Every Xbox game that PlayStation sells is more money for Xbox. It's like, I don't even understand how these donkey unicorns and these ponies don't see that Microsoft is literally destroying PlayStation with their own guns, basically. They're like, all right, you know, we're just going to utilize the fact that you guys have all these consoles and you have a bunch of casuals who want to play actual games and y'all ain't got no games. So we're going to sell our games on your platform and make 70% and you make 30%. I mean, and maybe that's a good deal for Sony since they didn't have to make the game itself. But at the same time, they're not getting 70. They're getting pennies. Getting pennies on the dollar. Bottom line is everyone's focused on the doom and gloom and the negative. And what I see Xbox starting to change the exclusive game and to profit off of it too. Because when Sony does, oh, we're gonna wait 29 years, we're gonna wait 2 years until put it, nobody cares of 2 years. I mean, Sea of Thieves is such a big game that, and Ponies and Donkey Unicorns, the casuals over there on PlayStation, they were so starved for content that it came out, and I mean, granted, it's a good game, so it would have sold anyway, but it's like, they got nothing to play. Sony's not putting nothing out, so they have to rely on Xbox, their nemesis, to have games. I remember all these Ponies and Donkey Unicorns, Porter Rock or J-Dub, whoever. Oh, trash box, your games are whack, you ain't got no games, blah, blah, blah. Now, they're port begging, they're begging for Xbox games. How is this the reality that we live in where Ponies and Donkey Unicorns are begging for Xbox games and counting that as a win? They count that as a W. They're like, yeah, Xbox sucks. Y'all go third party. Give us the games. Meanwhile, they're paying full price for the games. This is like a Twilight Zone. I never watched Twilight Zone like that, but you get the reference. This is like what did he? Oh, he did Twilight Zone too. I was gonna say Jordan Peele. Anyway, it's just crazy that this stuff is happening. Talking about the ONL, the opening night live, the best thing about that wasn't even a game. It was the Tim Miller's freaking I think it's Amazon Prime. What was it called? Next Level, I think it's called. His video game themed anthology. How he did what was it, Sex, Blood, and Robots or something? Same thing except video games. I was like, okay, I think Kratos is in one of them. I didn't see any Xbox stuff though. I didn't see Master Chief. They flashed them so quickly. So we'll see what's going to be in those. But that's pretty dope. I like that. I like the fact that they're doing that. So that's something cool to watch on. Did it come out in December? No, I don't remember actually. But that wasn't. Look, okay, here's what happened. Right, I was sitting back. I was watching the pre-show, right? The dude, the goofy guy, in his living room, or I don't know where it was, and I fell asleep. I woke up. When I woke up, half the show was done. I woke up on I don't even remember what I woke up on because it was all like Indiana Jones, and then whatever the end. What was the end? I don't even remember what the end was. But it was like, and people are like, I looked at Jeff Keighley, and I saw his face for most of that show, and he looked sickly, tired, miserable. And the whole other girl, the German girl, I totally forgot her name. She was doing her job. I mean, she wasn't bad, but it kind of fell flat. It was kind of whack. It was not the great. Like when you look at the Xbox show that they had, and then you look at this, you're like, come on, son, we had the best show in history of video games, and then now this, and it's like, now everything's gonna be kind of gauged against the Xbox show. I don't think anybody's gonna. Tina Amini, she's a goddess when it comes to that stuff. She's like, boom, 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 good show. We're gonna do a dope show. Boo, boo. I'm Tina Amini. I don't know. Anyway, she's dope, and she does good shows. And Xbox is killing it right now. Like I said, when they focus, the Donies and the Punky Unicorns, the Ponies and the Donkey Unicorns, when they focus on the negative, it's a little bit contagious. It's a little bit contagious. Not for me, because my brain cells work on a different frequency. So, I think King fell for it. Addict fell for it. They were watching it live. They were like, oh my gosh, da da da. And the whole thing about it going to PlayStation, I think it's smart. And it's not a big deal because Microsoft is on different, like I said, Microsoft's been playing 69D chess for a minute, right? So here's their plan. Their plan isn't to be like, oh, we're going to sell the most consoles. That's not what the business is anymore. Because you look at Fortnite, you look at Minecraft, you look at Apex Legends, you look at Roblox, you look at all these games that don't have a console, that didn't start off with a console. Let's just say Minecraft started off on PC. But those games technically don't have a console, right? And they're the biggest game. The biggest games are not exclusive. Why would you put yourself in an exclusive box to hinder the growth of your game? Xbox, Phil Spencer specifically said, our franchises, we want our franchises to be bigger, we want everybody to be playing it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's a good plan. Because if they can emulate what they did with Minecraft, if they can emulate what Fortnite is doing on one of their franchises, who's crying? Who's crying about that? Little boys, Tim Puppy, Tim Poodle, Tim Chihuahua, Tim Perrito. Who's crying about that? Pony bots are crying. If you are crying, if you're complaining, if you don't like what Microsoft is doing, then you're a pony bot. I say this because a little bit, it's a little bit, but it's still pony bot. This is why. You're upset that the company that you back, Xbox, is changing it and doing what they need to do to sell more games to make more money, right? That's you're upset that your exclusives are going to the enemy's platform, but you're leaving out the timed exclusivity part, which is very important. It's a very important distinction. Like if Microsoft just started putting their games on PlayStation first, then that's a whole different thing. That's like, what's going on? I mean, it's still the same, but it literally is destroying the Xbox business. This way, it's not destroying the Xbox business because a lot of people suffer from FOMO and they want to play the game when it comes. They want to play it early so that they could stream it and make money on their stream. You forget there's a whole section of people who are content creators who need to play the game day one. They need to play the game. Microsoft don't care where you play it, but they've made sure that you're not gonna be playing it on a PlayStation 5. All them content creators, all them Twitch streamers, YouTube streamers, gonna be playing Indiana Jones, not on PlayStation 5. All the footage that you see of Indiana Jones, December 6th, or a little bit earlier, whatever, not gonna be PlayStation gameplay. You see what's happening? You see what they're doing? The ponies and the donkey unicorns and the pony bots, all they see is, oh my gosh, it's putting on PlayStation and PlayStation's not giving Xbox any games, blah, 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 right? It's kind of a reductionist way of thinking of it, but it's the dumb argument that exists right now. And how I just explained it is the reality. And virally, people will be like, yo, that's a dope game. I want to play that, but I'm not a PC player. I just play on console. Can I get that on my PlayStation? No. It's coming out next year on your PlayStation, but right now it's on Xbox. Some people will go out and buy an Xbox. Period. That's a fact. Some people will go out and buy an Xbox for exclusives. Even though it's a 6-month exclusive, whatever. They want to play it now, FOMO. They don't want to get caught up. It happened with NCAA football. It happened. It's not on PlayStation. Where can I play it? Xbox. Let's go. Oh, is it on? I don't even know if it's on PlayStation, actually. It's a good question. Maybe it is on PlayStation. But regardless, Xbox console sales went up because people said, oh, I got to play that. How's the cheapest way I can play it, basically? Get an Xbox, ask little baby boy. Let's go. Same thing may happen with Indiana Jones. All these casuals like, yo, I love Indiana Jones. I don't play consoles, but I love it. And if they do a bundle, Indiana Jones Series S console, and it's got like a little hat on it or something, put a little fedora hat on the I don't know what they would do. Put a whip, make it look like a leather-bound sack. Maybe it comes in a leather-bound sack. That'd be dope. Whatever they do, they can market the hell out of it, hopefully, if they do that. And it's not about marketing Game Pass, it's marketing the IPs and the console. You know, Game Pass is just something that's always going to be there and it's always going to start growing and growing. And as more people get into the ecosystem, it's going to be there. So actually, they should advertise it a little bit, but I don't think they need to because, you know, they have over 30, it's about 30, it's close to 40 million Game Pass subs. And, you know, they could market it internally to the 500 million that they have on, like, I mean, maybe they're advertising it on Candy Crush. Who knows what they're doing? That would be smart. Anyway, a little bit of tangent. But, you know, let me know what y'all think about, you know, this whole exclusivity thing, how these ponies, these donkey unicorns, these pony bots are overreacting, being sad, being mad, being whatever. I'm like, why y'all mad, yo? We getting it first. We're gonna play it and finish it before the ponies and donkey unicorns even know anything about it. They're not gonna play it. They're not gonna buy it. They don't buy games anyway, so they're not gonna buy this game. That's why this is smart, because A, you're gonna see how it's gonna move, and then B, when it comes out on PlayStation 5, we're gonna really see if these ponies and donkey unicorns actually buy games. They don't. Spoiler alert, they don't buy games. And you know, it is going to be, like I said before, Microsoft is playing the long game with these IPs and these strategies, and like they said, they're not going to hurt the business. They're not trying to hurt the Xbox business. All these ponies and donkey unicorns and pony bots, mostly the pony bots, are putting out this kind of narrative or this image that it's hurting Xbox when it's actually not. Also, I said this, I kind of alluded to it before, but we don't know what the deal was that they made with Disney as far as, or Lucasfilm / Disney, as far as Indiana Jones. I will say that they probably got a better percentage deal than Sony did with Spider-Man. Probably, because remember, Microsoft passed on Spider-Man because the deal sucked. Because of those, we saw the leaked numbers that Marvel is pimp slapping Sony up and down, everywhere. They are raking in the dough, boy. Marvel is raking in the dough, and Sony is doing all the work. It is hilarious. And so I'm like, okay. First, Microsoft has the money. They could do that. They could get a bad deal like that. I don't think they would, because that's not how they do things. So I'm thinking they probably got a better deal. And then, like I said before, the caveat is we want it on Game Pass, but we have to put it on PlayStation 5 later in order to recoup some of the, you know, whatever, the lost money from Game Pass, which is, you know, it's not, because what's going to happen is a lot of people are going to buy the super dope version. I am, for the DLC. People don't understand, because they're ponies and donkey unicorns and don't understand what Game Pass is. Game Pass is so good. Besides it being good, they say, okay, we're coming out with a game. Just happened with Starfield. Coming out with a game, it's going to have DLC. It happened with Forza Horizon too. I think 4 and 5. 3 too? Maybe 3 as well. But I know 4 and 5. No, 3 too, because 3 was when the Hot Wheels came out first. They say, okay, this game's dropping in Game Pass, but you could buy the super dope $40 edition, get the DLC, and you get to play it 5 days early, whatever it is. Get early access to it. Early access to it, and you get the DLC for actually more than what you should be paying for. Actually, $40 was like a DLC for $40. It's smart, because first they already have your subscription. Then you're paying extra for the DLC and all that stuff. So they're making money on making money. And if you pay the sub plus the $40, that's 60 right there. That's basically the game paid for 1 month. It's pretty much the same as just selling the game. And so when they do this with every game that they put in Game Pass, every first party game that they put in Game Pass, they're making money. Even without that. You know, even if you say, nah, I'm not gonna play there, I'll just do the sub thing and I'll play. They're making money on the sub, and the people who want to wait and play it on PlayStation 5, they're making money on full price knuckleheads who want to pay full price because they want to support the devs. Okay, support the devs. Devs is Microsoft. Thank you. You're actually supporting the publishers, not the devs, but whatever. You tell yourself whatever you need to tell yourself in order to sleep at night. Anyway, that's basically, let me know. Let me know what you think in the comments below about these pony bots and these donkey unicorns and ponies crying about this Indiana Jones. Man, all I know is that it's going to be exclusive on Xbox. ... You fill in the blank. You put in whatever you want to put in, but I know December 6th, exclusive. I'll be playing it. I'll be Indiana Parker. Trey Parker? That's not his name. Oh, wow. I totally forgot dude's name now. I'll just call him Trey Jones. There you go. Anyway, sorry. South Park. Anyway, appreciate y'all hanging out. Like and subscribe. Yeah, it was a bad show, and everybody overreacted and all that good stuff. Look, I hope Microsoft does more games. That makes sense, obviously. And I hope, last thing, I hope that the success of Indiana Jones on Game Pass and however this deal was constructed opens the eyes of Marvel/Disney to say, well, maybe we should put Spider-Man, maybe we should put Wolverine on Xbox 2 later down the line. Maybe we should port Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales and Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3. Maybe Spider-Man 3 should be on Xbox. Because look, Marvel just cares about money. They don't care about anything else. You know, I don't know what the contract says, but they can go in and break the contract and say, look, we want it on Xbox too. We want it on this and that and the third. You know, if that multiplayer Spider-Man game came out, it would probably be multiplat, like meaning on Xbox as well. But who knows? Anyway, that's another alternate universe. But I appreciate once again, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Till the wait.